The Anglo-Saxons weren't English, and the English aren't Anglo-Saxon. If you've ever taken a DNA test and been shocked to find more Celtic or Basque than Germanic, you're about to find out why. You were taught that your ancestors came from Germany, that waves of Germanic warriors crossed the North Sea in the 5th century, conquered Britain, and became the English people. The language is Germanic. The place names are Germanic. The royal houses trace their lineage to Germanic gods. For over 1,000 years, this story held. Then, geneticists tested the bones, and the story fell apart. Everything you know about English DNA is a 1,000-year-old marketing campaign, because while the software of England was updated, the language, the culture, the identity, the hardware, the DNA tells a very different story. Archaeologists have spent a century excavating Anglo-Saxon cemeteries, Germanic brooches, Frankish weapons, pottery styles from the Low Countries. The assumption was simple. If the grave goods are Germanic, the person must be Germanic. Then, ancient DNA analysis became possible. In 2016, researchers analyzed remains from Anglo-Saxon burials across England. They expected genomes matching modern Germans and Dutch populations. Some did, but not all. Several individuals buried with full Anglo-Saxon grave goods, weapons, jewelry, pottery, carried DNA profiles matching Iron Age Britons, locals. Dressed as Anglo-Saxons, buried as Anglo-Saxons, but genetically descendants of people who had lived in Britain for thousands of years. One burial in Cambridgeshire, a woman with Germanic brooches and jewelry. Her DNA showed pure local British ancestry. She had adopted the culture, or it had been imposed on her. Another burial in Oxfordshire, a man with a sword and shield. His genome matched populations from Frisia in the Netherlands. He was a migrant. Buried next to him, another man with similar grave goods. His DNA showed Iron Age British ancestry. Same cemetery, same time period, same material culture, different origins. The objects didn't reflect biology, they reflected identity. In 2022, a large-scale genetic study compared modern English genomes to ancient DNA from pre-Roman, Roman, and post-Roman Britain. The results were unambiguous. Approximately 60 to 70% of English ancestry derives from populations present in Britain before the Roman conquest. The remaining 30 to 40% reflects admixture from continental groups during the migration period. The Anglo-Saxons ruled. They imposed their language. They controlled political structures, but they were a minority. But here's the catch. That's a national average. If you're from the East Coast, Norfolk, Suffolk, Kent, the Germanic component is much higher, sometimes reaching 50%. These were the landing zones, the contact points, the regions where migrants settled in larger numbers. Move west toward Devon, Cornwall, Wales, the continental signal drops to almost nothing. In some western regions, Germanic ancestry is barely detectable. The Anglo-Saxons conquered the country, but they didn't replace the people. Geography determined who mixed and who didn't. Here's where it gets strange. If you want to find the closest living genetic relative to the original Anglo-Saxon migrants, you don't look in England. You look in Frisia, the northern Netherlands and northwest Germany. Modern Frisians carry genetic profiles matching 5th and 6th century English burials more closely than modern English people do. The migrants left. Their descendants stayed on the continent. The people they encountered in Britain absorbed them. To find the real Anglo-Saxons, you have to leave England. Because the genetic bedrock of England is not Germanic, it's Atlantic. Large portions of the English population, especially in the west and north, carry Y-chromosome haplogroup R1b-L21. This marker is most common in Ireland, Wales, Western Scotland, Brittany, Galicia, and the Basque Country. This is the Atlantic signature, a genetic connection dating back 4,000 years to Bronze Age populations who traded, migrated, and mixed along Europe's western coast. Genetically, many English people are closely related to the Basque than to modern Germans. The language is Germanic, but the DNA is Atlantic. Language is software, DNA is hardware, and the hardware didn't change as much as the software. There's one exception to this pattern, and it's uncomfortable. Modern English men carry continental European Y-chromosome lineages at higher frequencies than their overall ancestry would predict. This suggests that Anglo-Saxon men were disproportionately male, and those men had reproductive advantages. The Anglo-Saxon men didn't just bring swords, they brought a genetic takeover that targeted the Y chromosome while the rest of the DNA stayed British. Their sons inherited their father's Y chromosomes, but carried a mix of both parents' autosomal DNA. Over generations, the Y chromosome signal remained strong. The overall continental genetic contribution was diluted. This is elite dominance. A small group of men, 10% of the population, can rewrite the Y chromosome record of the other 90% if they hold power, wealth, and status. The data doesn't prove violence, but the pattern is consistent with social structures where incoming groups controlled resources, including marriage. Whether through prestige, politics, or force, the outcome is the same. Anglo-Saxon male lineages spread. British male lineages diminished. So what does it mean to be English? If English means the language you speak, the Anglo-Saxons defined it. The language descends from dialects brought from Frisia and Jutland. If English means the DNA you carry, most English people descend from Iron Age Britons who learned to speak Old English. Englishness is a cultural identity built on a genetic foundation that predates it by thousands of years. The lost tribes of Britain were never lost. They're still there, in your DNA, in the Atlantic markers that connect you to Ireland, Wales, and even the Basque country, more than Germany. The tribes were never lost. They were just relabeled. Sample sizes remained limited. Regional variation is complex. The social mechanisms behind Anglo-Saxon dominance, violence, economics, disease, remain debated, but the pattern is clear. The Anglo-Saxons ruled Britain. They gave it a language, but they did not replace its people. The English are not Anglo-Saxon. They are the descendants of Iron Age Britons who adopted a new identity. The lost tribes were never lost. They're still there, in your DNA. The bones of those Iron Age Britons were not Anglo-Saxon, but they learned to speak English. They learned to call themselves English. Their children did the same. And after a few generations, no one remembered they ever spoke anything else. That is how England was made, not by replacement, by renaming. Subscribe to GenealogyX. We're still finding them.